Yo, we're back here with Melly Mel, B-Girl Melly Mel, coming back from a long, how long was it?
Wow, I've been on tour for almost 2 years.
2 years of touring with a company called Cirque Éloise. She's been all over the world. Name some places. Where you been?
Singapore, Miami, Europe. We went to Milan, Paris, etc.
Wow. I mean, I'm not jealous, but I'm kind of jealous. I'd like to travel like that. But hey, you're now back in Canada, and how does it feel to come back after 2 years of touring?
It feels great. I mean, I finished, and then I had a week off. I went back to New York, where I live, and then I came straight to Canada to rehearse. So I haven't had a break, really. It's been like a really hectic schedule. A lot of work and not a lot of sleep.
Well, that's part of...
But exactly, I assume what I do. I picked my career when I was younger, and so I assume.
Good. Well, I mean, okay, so we said Singapore, Miami, different places, and now you're actually back in Canada.
My home country.
Your home country. How does it feel? What's the difference? Is the air different? I don't know.
The air is different. The air is different, but the air is different everywhere you go. I mean, you know, this is where my family is, and so it's always nice to soak in that family love. Unfortunately, my parents are not here. They're in Florida because they're there during the winter, but they're coming back in April. I can't wait to see them. Shout outs to them. They're awesome. But it feels like home, you know. Like, luckily, you know, I have this thing where I can make everywhere I go home, because I have to adjust everywhere I go. You know, sometimes you're in, you know, certain countries for a month, but then sometimes it's for 3 days and then a week and this and that. So I have a family everywhere I go. I have a family in South Africa. I have one in New York. I have one in Paris. I have one, you know, everywhere I go, I try to have that. But here is my actual family, blood family, you know. So, of course, there's nothing like your blood family.
Coming back to a smaller company, not necessarily different in the sense that it's still a professional dance company, but coming to a smaller company, what would be the difference for you between the two, both experiences?
I think with Cirque du Soleil, especially when I did the creation in 2004, 2005, you know, I went to Montreal and I met all these new artists, you know, from all over the world. We were 65 artists. And we became a family because we were almost forced to, in a way, because it was almost like, you know, the show Survivor. It was, you know, we were rehearsing, you know, day in, day out, and during creation, you know, so we were always together. And then on top of that, when we started doing the shows in Vegas, we did 10 shows a week. So we were always with each other. So naturally, we became a family. And then with Cirque Éloise, we were a smaller company. It was more of a mama-papa company because we were only, I believe, 16 dancers. And then the difference with Bboyizm is that I think we all met, everyone that's in Bboyizm, we all met, you know, through hip-hop culture before the company, you know? So either, you know, some people were part of the same crew, some people, you know, already knew each other. Like, we knew each other from, I think, 1997. We battled each other, and we won. But yeah, so we all knew each other, and then when we did the creation, we were already a family. But the biggest difference, I think, obviously, Cirque du Soleil has so many shows, resident shows all over the world. It's very established. If you say, you know, I'm in a Cirque du Soleil show, everyone knows. Whereas Bboyizm, you know, we're still in a stage where we have to promote. We have to let people know who we are. So in that sense, obviously, it's different. And for me, I appreciate that, because a lot of people, you know, will look at my career and will say, you know, why did you make that move? Why did you, you know, I was in Chicago, the movie, and after that I worked at Sears, you know, in collection department, and they'll look at me like, why did you do that? And me personally, I love the roller coaster, you know, I love being in front of lights, camera, action, but then I love doing outreach work like we did last week. You know, we were here in Burlington for the past week, teaching in different schools. That's really uplifting, and it's fulfilling as an artist to do all these different types of work, you know.
Is there a time where being in all these different places, making friends in all these different places, do you actually forget where home is sometimes?
Never, never. You never forget what home is. I mean, you know, there's an awesome thing called Skype. You know, and it's true. Like people ask me this all the time. You know, how do you do it to be away from home so much? How do you deal? And to be honest, Skype, because you know nowadays you can have it on your iPhone. You know, so it's like,
that's the secret. If you're touring for 2 years, Skype it out. That way you don't feel so.
That is. I mean, honestly, without it, I would be lost. Definitely.
Because you were with Cirque-Loise, and so you were doing something completely. I mean, you were dancing,
Yeah.
but you were doing something completely different. So
course.
how is it to come back and boom, getting into
getting
ism?
back? Yes. I mean, luckily I was fit already because
obviously
because of the training that I was doing. At Cirque-Loise, we were doing like almost 7 shows a week. So that aspect, the physical aspect, that was fine.
Okay.
But the actual dancing, I mean, not that, because I was dancing in Cirque-Loise, but dancing, we were supporting the circus acts.
Okay.
Whereas this show is purely dancing. And so, you know, I had to brush up on some of my techniques. Definitely.
What would you say is the difference between working with a contemporary company or contemporary dancers and working with street dancers that are going onto the performing arts or onto a contemporary stage?
Very good question. If I go back to, before I answer specifically your question, I think when I was younger and I used to do technical dance, and I would go to, you know, auditions where, you know, Lion King audition, for instance, you know, or Honey even. When I went to the audition, all the technical dancers were so set in their movements. You're being told what to do. So the aspect of freestyling is not necessarily encouraged in the technical world. Whereas in the street dance world, that's the forefront, is the freestyle aspect. So for me, it was always an advantage, you know, because at auditions, a lot of times for the first couple counts of eight, before you do the choreography, they ask you to freestyle. And so it really helped me to be a freestyle dancer. Now with this company, you know, the first company rehearsal when I got back, which was not too long ago, I was really inspired. I was almost in awe, because you know, sometimes you expect from a street dance company that you would think, you know, it would be more laid back. I came in and there was a company warm up, and then what was interesting was the aspect of having each other battle. You know, you made us battled into, we were divided into groups and we battled each other, and then we went on and rehearsed the piece, Bboyizm, and I thought that was really interesting and important to keep that raw and authenticity, and even in the rehearsal, because in the show, yes, we are a street dance company and we want to you know, put that out there. We want to show what we do in its raw and pure form, but we also want to be viewed as, you know, professional, and we want to be, you know, at a high level, you know. So, and to be respected the same way they respect, you know, any other ballet company or contemporary company, etc. But the main difference, I think, would be the freestyle aspect for me. You know, even the other day we were, you know, shooting a little bit of this documentary that we're shooting for Bboyizm, and you know, we were outside, you know, doing a concrete session. That would not necessarily happen with a contemporary company, you know. So all those little things, I think, is what makes Bboyizm different, or being in a street dance company different.
Last question, and this is a open question, interpret it how you want to, but what's the ism to you?
The ism to me, it's really about expressing yourself honestly, and I think in my career, it's been a really, really big challenge, because it's easy for me to do a choreography. You know, I learn fairly quickly, and
yes,
you know,
she does.
fairly quickly, and thank you. And so that's why I've been able to learn so many different styles of dance, you know. It's easy for me to look at you and to see the way you move and to do it, you know. I can be a chameleon, but to actually express my light, now that's something else, you know. And that to me is where that's the ism, you know, to actually express my light, who Melly Mel is, not who Crazy Smooth is, not who Bboyizm, you know, represents. It's really, you know, comes from within, and I think definitely that's actually, I have shivers up and down my spine right now, just because, yeah, the electricity is going way up, just because that's what that is. You have to feel vulnerable when you get down. You have to put yourself in a position where you know, you're not thinking about, oh, what is this person thinking when I'm getting down, or what does this person want to see, what does the crowd want to see, what, you know, it's really about, you know, what does Melly Mel want to express at that moment, being extremely present, being in the now, you know, while I'm expressing myself. So
good. So yeah, I mean, on tour all over the world, now back in Canada with the Bboyizm Dance Company. We're happy, really happy to have you back. The show as well as the company benefits a whole lot from having your presence with us, and having your presence and your physical body on stage. Yeah, we really appreciate having Melly Mel, and again, I hope she stays with us for a while, but you never know, back on tour all over the world. Catch her, definitely check out her website, mellybelinspires.com, and don't forget to check out our website, bboyizm.ca. Follow us on Twitter, Bboyizm Company, at Bboyizm Company, one word, Twitter, Facebook, the website, the newsletter, sign up. Crazy Smooth, Melly Mel, out.
We out.
Peace.